There's nothing funnier than I think when a self-improvement YouTuber says, I'm a Muslim, or I like Islam, this, that, and the third, and then they do something that clearly contradicts the teaching of Islam, and then they have their Muslim viewers like, what are you doing? You cannot do that, alhamdulillah, you can't do that. It's the funniest thing. So I'm gonna give you some examples. Let's say Tate. Now I like Tate. I'll preface with that. However, when it comes to religion, he doesn't know that much or he doesn't care. Either one. I'm gonna go over a theory later on to explain this, but he does stuff like I saw him playing poker one time. He had a bunch of Muslims come saying, "You can't play poker as a Muslim. You cannot gamble as a Muslim." He smokes. A lot of Muslims take issue with that. He posted a meme a few days ago with Jesus with the crowns from the when he was crucified, and a Bible with a cross on it. Now, this is one of the funniest things because Muslims don't believe Jesus was crucified. There's no significance in the cross. There's no the crowns on the head. This stuff they don't believe in this as far as Jesus' life goes. Unless you take a very idiosyncratic position and say that Jesus was crucified while being Muslim. But that's a very rare position. The most common position is that Jesus was not crucified. And plus, there's also restrictions against making images of prophets. Much like how if you go in some Muslim countries and you draw a picture of Muhammad, you can get in serious trouble. Same goes for Jesus. You aren't allowed to depict prophets in pictures. So there's all that we take. And then there's, of course, we did the Catholic, Father, Son, Holy Spirit thing after saying haram, which is a Muslim. I mean, it's just funny. Now, you have Hamza, who has a lot of Muslim viewers, and apparently I think he's a Muslim, or at least he's sanctioning a Quran at the very least. And he has a Christmas tree. There's a bunch of Muslims in the comment section like, no, do you know the Quran? No Christmas tree. We don't do Christmas. In fact, Tate was celebrating Christmas. Muslims don't believe in Christmas because Christmas is literally the celebration of. Oh, I'll do this at the very least. Make sure I have it right. The tree is the representation of Christ. But Muslims just believe Christ was some prophet. Or not some prophet, a prophet. They do like Jesus, but he was just a prophet. Not worthy of having the symbolism of that comes with it being a Catholic holiday. There's just so many things, right? And this goes to a bigger point, and I'll first go over the theory how truthfully, I think they're trying to play sides here. They're trying to do what's popular. In Tate's case, I think he's trying to cast the widest net to bring the most people to his message. Which, in some ways, I think is good, but in other ways, I mean, this is the most important thing. I'm gonna make another video about this, but if you don't have your religion right, assuming one of them is right, if you have the wrong one, you're gonna go to hell. So everything else you do is gonna be completely futile. It's gonna be completely meaningless. So I would question the casting of the net. I assume in order to do this with good faith, you would have to be either ignorant of religion and just thinks Islam's true because Islam's true, circular argument, or because he believes in some sort of deism where everybody goes to heaven. In that case, it doesn't really matter who you cast. But it seems like a strategy just to cast the net. Because I don't think he really knows much about Islam. If he did, then he wouldn't be doing a lot of things he's doing now. As far as the other people, I just don't think they really know much, to be honest. Or they're just trying to be idiosyncratic. Excuse me, that's the wrong word. No, no, no. They're trying to fit in with the popular mold right now. It's popular right now to be a Muslim. And this speaks to a bigger thing about ignorance about religious discussion, because when you start talking about religion, everyone just starts getting so scared, like, oh, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to be offended. Oh, I don't want to talk about this, that, and the third. And it's really disappointing because this is the most important thing. I've talked about this in other videos. This is the most important thing. Religion. Self-improvement without the correct religion, assuming one of them is true, it's a complete waste of time. So for people to come around and be completely ignorant about it is a problem, which is why on this channel I make efforts to educate people, whether they're atheists, Muslims, or Christians.